definitely spreading throughout the team.
Have you chosen your number one yet?
Number one, yes. We don't choose the number one tennis players in tennis. The coach doesn't really have any say on who plays first, second, or third singles. We have to play, so the best person wins. They beat everybody. They're number one, and it goes down to number two, number three, and so forth. So our number one tennis player is our number one from last year. His name is Ethan Fisher. He was 10-6 at number one last year. He was number one going through the tryouts, and he was number one through the challenge matches. And he's going to be our number one player, and he has to play all the best players across South Jersey. And you're talking some good talent, and he's definitely can hit with them and play with them and win more than he loses. So we do have our number one.
Which matches do you think are going to win you the most matches this year?
Once again, last year we won our third singles and second and first doubles. That was 3 points. I mean, between those three positions, we only had one loss. So that actually was one of the reasons why we're 16-0. I'd like to say we could win those again, but it's very difficult to have one loss in three positions. So we're going to have to ask our second and first singles to kind of step it up and move up a little bit more with the wins. So I'm looking at first doubles carrying the team once again, and that's going to be Ryan and Doug. The pressure's there, but at the same point, they need to go 15-1 and 16 or 16-0 this year. That's for the 1 point. Second doubles, definitely, we haven't really finalized on the second doubles team, but the expectations are that they're going to have to also win. And then we just need another another point from singles, and it could be either from Alex, Chris, or Ethan. So to kind of recap, I would say first and second doubles have to guarantee 1 points, which is a lot of pressure to put on these guys, but they've been there before.
All right. What are your expectations individually for Chris Naza, who's his second year playing second teams?
Chris Naza, I have a lot of expectations on. He has to help lead the team with Doug, but also being second singles, he's going to be playing against top two players on the team or opponents. He has to lead the team as far as with singles. He's got the experience. He's played this as his fourth year. He just needs to continue to lead like he has been, working hard. He's one of the first, first, second, and third in all runs. He's working on his serve. He's got big power to serve, and he's really playing with examples. And I think that's the biggest thing is that he needs to not necessarily win on the court, which would be an added bonus, but he just needs to lead and help everybody and kind of like lead them to victory. So that's what my expectations of Chris Naza.
Since Doug was all conference last year, he's automatically got to be one of your best players, right?
Oh, without a doubt. Doug's doing great, and he's working with a person, his partner Ryan, who has not really played that much doubles. And being the first doubles last year, Doug he was the Final Four, top four in South Jersey, and it's nice to have him. He is definitely one of the best players. I'm glad to have him back on doubles, and more importantly, it's that whole idea of him winning that point, but more importantly, he's going to teach Ryan and the other doubles players on how to play with his extensive experience in doubles play. So yes, he's one of the best players on the team.
To this point, which player surprised you the most?
I'm going to have to say Alex Nahn. Alex Nahn was our seventh best player on varsity last year. He's a junior. He plays soccer. He did winter track, and he came out and moved from seventh last year all the way up to number 3. That's a big thing. His game is getting more consistent. He's got some power. He's working hard, but he's not pressing. And he's kind of playing, it's very difficult. Some people say you're the third best player, you're playing their third best, but that's actually sometimes the hardest match because the third players on our teams are more difficult to play because they don't play with power. And it's always easier to hit back with power, and Alex has power, and when they don't hit with power, it makes it more difficult, but Alex is kind of holding up on that. And I would say he's the biggest surprise. Not like a bad surprise, it's just great, but at the same point, it's a surprise to see him moving from 7 to 3. It's a nice surprise.
Who do you think is going to have a breakout season this year?
I hope our number one, Ethan. Ethan had 10 wins last year as a freshman. I hope to see him move up to about 13 wins, and that would be a nice breakout season. It's very difficult at first singles. I would also like to see, first doubles with Doug and his new partner Ryan continue the success. But I would really like to see Alex have a breakthrough season where he's going, 13 wins or 14 wins. season at our number third singles.
How does coaching girls soccer affect that?
Soccer is a total thing, but I think coaching soccer, and I coached boys for 3 years. I coached my son's club team, and coaching soccer is a team sport. And I think that really brings the experience of coaching team sport, brings that to a more individual sport of tennis. A lot of tennis players play in USTA tournaments where they're just worrying about themselves. They don't play doubles much, and I think that concept of team and the concept of coaching soccer really helps transfer me and hopefully bring that team aspect over to the tennis team where we are a team. And I think that that's the biggest step that these players have to make, is they're used to playing for themselves, but the soccer skills allow us to, the soccer mentality for me allows us to work hard fitness-wise and speed and stamina, but more importantly, make that team family connection.
Who do you consider your hardest opponent this year?
It depends who's fielding what team, but I would probably have to say Vineland is probably our biggest opponent. Vineland has some strong singles players. Last year we played them twice. We beat them 4-1 both times, which is actually pretty good. But if you look at the scores, we had a couple of 3-setters. And the second time we played them, we had 2 sets that went, or 2 matches that went in 3 sets. So they supposedly got a freshman in who's going to be a pretty good singles player. And I think that's going to be our biggest match. We played them twice. And I think that's going to be the toughest one. So our goal is to obviously win them both. At worst, win one of the 2, so we can at least, be up there. But I think that their singles play is going to be very competitive with ours. That means our doubles play have to really step up and get those 2 points and hopefully get one from singles somewhere. But Vineland's the biggest threat this year.
Who's your assistant coach and what's her role on the team?
Assistant coach this year is Kathy Yohe. This is her 2nd year. We're real lucky to have her. She's a phenomenal coach, phenomenal person. Great. She's the head coach for the girls tennis program. They won the South Jersey title 2 years ago. They're one of the best teams in the conference, and she's done a great job building that team. And she does a great job relating to our boys over here too. It's a very difficult transition moving from boys sports to girls sports and vice versa. Kathy Yohe has done a phenomenal job taking over the assistant coach job, and she has a great singles experience. She's a great teacher. She's a great coach. So I'm really glad to have her. She definitely was my first choice getting in last year, and I was glad to have her. And she's going to be an asset to the team this year and years to come.
If you win the state championship this year, would you go to Disney World? And would you be nice enough to invite the team with you?
Ooh, I wish. Unfortunately, no and no. I would love to be able to go to Disney World, and I would love to go and take the kids, but I have 5 kids at home, so it's a little bit more difficult for me to spend money on other kids that aren't my own when I have to spend 5 kids. But I would love to go to Disney World. I'd like to take the tennis team, but I would have to say no. The summer's booked up with soccer and tennis, so no. But that would be nice.
All right. I think that wraps it up.
That's it.